புதுச்சேரி அரசும் டாக்டர் பி.ஆர். அம்பேத்கர் அரசு சட்டக்கல்லூரி முன்னாள் மாணவர் சங்கமும் இணைந்து நடத்தும் அரசு சட்டக்கல்லூரியின் பொன்விழா கொண்டாட்டத்தின் நிறைவு விழா புதுச்சேரி பெரிய காலாப்பட்டில் உள்ள சட்டக்கல்லூரி வளாகத்தில் இம்மாதம் 10ஆம் தேதியன்று காலை நடைபெற்றது. மாண்புமிகு உச்சநீதிமன்ற தலைமை நீதிபதி நீதியரசர் திரு உதய் உமேஷ் லலித் அவர்கள் சிறப்பு விருந்தினராக நிகழ்வில் பங்கேற்றார். மாண்புமிகு உச்சநீதிமன்ற நீதிபதிகள் நீதியரசர் திரு வி. ராமசுப்ரமணியம், நீதியரசர் திரு M.M. சுந்தரேஷ், மாண்புமிகு புதுவை துணைநிலை ஆளுநர் டாக்டர் தமிழிசை சவுந்தரராஜன், மாண்புமிகு உயர்நீதிமன்ற தலைமை நீதிபதி நீதியரசர் திரு முனீஸ்வர் நாத் பண்டாரி, மாண்புமிகு புதுவை முதலமைச்சர் திரு ந. ரங்கசாமி ஆகியோரும் விழாவில் கலந்து கொண்டு சிறப்பித்தனர். மாண்புமிகு சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்ற நீதிபதி நீதியரசர் திரு டி. ராஜா, மேலும் மாண்புமிகு சட்டப்பேரவைத் தலைவர் திரு ஆர். செல்வம், மாண்புமிகு பொதுப்பணித்துறை மற்றும் சட்டத்துறை அமைச்சர் திரு கே. லட்சுமி நாராயணன், குடிமைப் பொருள் வழங்கல் துறை அமைச்சர் திரு சாய் ஜே. சரவணன்குமார், மாநிலங்களவை உறுப்பினர் திரு எஸ். செல்வகணபதி, சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர் திரு P.M.L. கல்யாணசுந்தரம் ஆகியோரும், புதுச்சேரி சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்களும், நீதிபதிகள் மற்றும் வழக்கறிஞர்கள் பலரும் இவ்விழாவில் பங்கேற்றனர். புதுச்சேரி அரசின் வளர்ச்சி ஆணையர் மற்றும் முதன்மை செயலர் திரு பிரசாந்த் கோயல் அவர்கள் வரவேற்புரை நிகழ்த்தினார். முன்னாள் பேராசிரியர் முனைவர் டேவிட் அம்ப்ரோஸ் அவர்கள் புதுச்சேரி சட்டக்கல்லூரியின் 50 ஆண்டுகால வரலாற்றினை சுருக்கமாக விளக்கினார்.
Today this valedictory function is celebrated here, very much in the lush green campus of this great institution, spreading over 28 acres with all modern and infrastructures, facilities like modern classrooms, moot court halls, and also world-class library with more than 40,000 research books and research articles. And the unique things when I was studying in this college was the great book bank, wherein the students will be given for 3 months the books from the library, wherein we were being encouraged not to refer to any market guides but only to textbooks. So that is one thing I fondly remember as a alumni of this great institution. One has to necessarily acknowledge the contribution of 3 personalities, namely Justice David Annusamy, a great judge and an authority in French law, Professor Dr. N.R. Madhav Menon, father of modern Indian legal education, and Dr. S.G. Butt, mentor of many including myself and an authority in labor law, in the establishment, development and shaping of this great institution to this enviable level. And it is fortunate to have there were 80 students admitted in 1982, and today we have the president also proudly seated here amidst us. So it will not be an exaggeration to say that this college has been a cradle for modern legal institutions. At least 3 academicians associated with this institution had been responsible for establishing 3 notable new law schools. Professor N.R. Madhav Menon, we all know, National Law School of Bangalore, India NLSU Bangalore. Dr. S.G. Butt, he was associated with the first Nuals Kochi, and Dr. Vikraman Nair, School of Indian Legal Thought, Kottayam. Needless to mention that several acclaimed academicians are occupying many coveted administrative posts like principals, aides, deans, and directors of various legal institutions, both public and private. In addition, this institution has produced many law and policy makers, judges, good parliamentarians, legislators, diplomats, civil servants, judicial and law officers, advocates, above all, good citizens. This brief presentation on the history of this heritage institution is made not only to remember and cherish its rich tradition and legacy, but also the alumni of this great, to remind these alumni of this great institution that instead of living on this tradition and legacy, we have to strive hard to live on with this tradition and legacy, so that thus taking this institution in particular and legal education of Puducherry in general to the next level, to the next generation in a ever challenging globalized world. Thank you one and all.
சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்ற நீதிபதி நீதியரசர் திரு டி. ராஜா அவர்கள் வாழ்த்துரை வழங்கினார்.
The father of great nation, Mahatma Gandhi, is being remembered on 2nd of October every year. He is also remembered on 30th of January. Although life was so cruel to him on 30th January, we cannot forget 30th January. Similarly, Indians and the great nation cannot forget 15th August 1947 for three reasons. On 15th August 1945, the great power, Japan, surrendered unconditionally to the world by laying their arms, and finally brought the Second World War to an end. Peace started coming in. As a result, secondly, we got independence on 15th August 1947. The third reason we cannot forget 15th August is the great philosopher Aurobindo was also born on 15th August. For all these three reasons, we celebrate 15th August. Similarly, Dr. Ambedkar Govt Law College, Puducherry cannot forget 10th August 2022. For the simple reason that in the rare presence and gathering of the Honorable Chief Justice of India, the Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, the Honorable Chief Justice of our High Court, the Honorable Judges of our High Court, and all other dignitaries, more importantly, the Honorable Lieutenant Governor, Honorable Chief Minister, and other ministers, all these rare gathering has made this 10th of August 2022 as a special day for the Dr. Ambedkar Law College. Dr. Ambedkar Law College deserves these blessings and privilege from this rare gathering, because it has produced today 7 angels, and they are all today adorning the benches of the Madras High Court, the Temple of Justice today. Father of US Constitution, when we mention about the angels, Father of US Constitution, James Madison, said, if a government is run by the angels, there is no requirement for the police station. There is no any requirement for courts, the court of law. There is no any requirement for the machinery to run the state. In the alternative, he also said that if the people in a country, in a state, are living like an angel, again, he said, there is no any requirement for the police station or the court of law to come into picture, because the angels will not give any complaint, they will not give any controversy, they will live freely, and then they will meet people and treat everyone fairly. When we talk about the father of US Constitution, James Madison, our function would be incomplete if we do not mention Dr. Ambedkar. Dr. Ambedkar, in one one and a half line, in two lines, if I could say so with all humility. Article 14, I would say that there are many beauties of the Constitution Dr. Ambedkar, while framing the Constitution, has given to us. By just telling only one, the beauty of the Constitution, I will just hand over the dais to the others. Article 14 says that the state shall not deny to any person equality before law or the equal protection of law within the territory of India. By inserting this clause 14, of course, we have borrowed this equality clause from the French Revolution, liberty, equality, and fraternity. By inserting this equality clause in the Constitution, look at the beauty of the Constitution. 1,000 years of slavery, 1,000 years of discrimination, practiced all over the country, were brought to an end. The result is, today by implementing Article 14, which has been drafted and given to us by Dr. Ambedkar, in whose name your college is today, is accommodating, teaching the students, giving a biggest guidance to the future generation, we are able to stand as a model and pioneer, teacher to the world. I will tell you briefly in 1 minute, and then I'll rest. We borrow many part of the Constitution from other constitutions in the world. The parliamentary form of government we have borrowed from the UK, because we consider our forefathers, the father of the constitutions, the framers of the Constitution, they thought that the parliamentary form of government should be most fitting to the Indian circumstances. So we borrowed the parliamentary form of government from the UK for two reasons. The parliamentary form of government being adopted by the UK is 800-year-old, therefore it was considered as a mother of parliament. Secondly, it was also considered as a house of democracy. But in the house of democracy, in the mother of parliament, look at the beauty. A finest lawyer who hails from a Roman Catholic cannot become Lord Chancellor, the head of the judiciary. Even if he is a finest lawyer, a distinguished lawyer, but he belongs to Roman Catholic, he cannot become the Lord Chancellor, whom we consider as the head of the judiciary of the Great Britain. That inequality prevailed till 2007 when Mr. Tony Blair came to power as a Prime Minister, and then he only introduced the removal of inequality bill, and that has become law in 2007 onwards. Everybody started becoming the Lord Chancellor. But take the case of India. Our Indian Constitution, framed by the great architect, Dr. Ambedkar. From the day one we have adopted the Constitution on 26 November 1949, we have been living with letter and spirit along with the equality class. Anyone from east, anyone from west, anyone from south, anyone from north, anyone, whether you belong to Hindu or whether you belong to Christian or whether you belong to Muslim or a Parsi, you can become the head of the judiciary, the Chief Justice of India. This is one part of the beauty of the Constitution Dr. Ambedkar has given to us. When you go to US, the US Constitution was adopted in the year 1787. Look at how the Indian Constitution stands as a role model to UK and also US. In the year 1787, when the US Constitution was framed by the father of US Constitution, James Madison, with 7 articles, people, men and women, were not treated equally. Men were given the right to vote, the women were denied the right to vote. People started coming to the roads, creating protest, taking out procession, demanding the right to vote in favor of the woman. Almost when a situation arose, a civil war erupted in US. By bringing in 19th Amendment in the year 1920, right to vote was given equally to women in US, that is after 133 years from the date of adopting the Constitution of US, men and women were treated equally. But in the case of India, from the day one we have adopted the Constitution, we have treated everyone, because Article 326 says that anyone, either man or woman, attains the age of 18, he is registered as a voter and he has got a right to vote and he has got a right to contest in any election, either local election or assembly election or the parliament election. That is the beauty of the Constitution. Saying so, I would say that Dr. Ambedkar Law College, I wish today to produce more number of angels so that the Constitution will be taken in the right way. The angels can come and administer the justice fairly. The angels can come and take the nation to the right path. Thank you so much for the opportunity given.
Thank you, Your Lordship, for the commendable felicitation.
புதுச்சேரி அரசின் மாண்புமிகு முதலமைச்சரும் சட்டக்கல்லூரி முன்னாள் மாணவர் சங்க தலைமை புரவலருமான திரு ந. ரங்கசாமி அவர்கள் சிறப்புரையாற்றினார்.
டாக்டர் அம்பேத்கர் அரசு சட்டக்கல்லூரியுடைய பொன்விழா ஆண்டு. இந்த பொன்விழா ஆண்டில் கலந்து கொள்ள நான் மிகுந்த மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகின்றேன். முன்னாள் மாணவன் என்ற முறையிலும் முன்னாள் மாணவர் குழுவினுடைய தலைவன் என்ற முறையிலும் இந்த விழாவில் கலந்து கொள்வது என்பது எனக்கு மிகவும் மகிழ்ச்சியாக இருக்கின்றது, பெருமையாக இருக்கின்றது. பொன்விழா ஆண்டு, இந்த பொன்விழா ஆண்டில் இங்கே இந்த கல்லூரி படித்த மாணவன் ஒருவன் முதலமைச்சராக இருந்து கலந்து கொள்வது என்பது எவ்வளவு மகிழ்ச்சியாக இருக்கும் என்பதை நீங்கள் அனைவரும் நன்றாக அறிவீர்கள். இது ஒரு நல்ல வாய்ப்பு. இந்த சட்டக்கல்லூரி புதுச்சேரியில் ஒரு சிறிய பள்ளிக்கூடத்தில் தொடங்கப்பட்டு இன்று சுமார் 28 ஏக்கர் நிலத்தில் சிறந்த கல்லூரியாக இங்கே நிமிர்ந்து நின்று கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. இந்த கல்லூரியை பார்க்கும் பொழுது என்னுடைய முன்னாள் கல்லூரியுடைய முதல்வர் அவர்கள் டாக்டர் மாதவ மேனன் அவர்கள் என பேசிக்கொண்டிருக்கும் பொழுது, நீங்கள் ஒரு சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகத்தை இங்கே கொண்டு வரலாம் அப்படி என்று சொன்னார்கள். சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகத்தை. அப்பொழுது அவருடன் சொன்னேன், நிச்சயமாக நான் மறுபடியும் இங்கே முதலமைச்சராக பொறுப்பேற்பேன், அப்போ நான் சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகம் கொண்டு வருகின்றேன் என்று நான் சொன்னேன் அவர்கிட்ட. அது எப்படின்னு தெரியாது, ஏன்னா மறுபடியும் வருவேன், நான் வந்து பல்கலைக்கழகத்தை கொண்டு வருவேன் அப்படின்னு சொன்னேன். இப்போது அந்த சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகம் தொடங்குவதற்கான முயற்சிகள் மேற்கொள்ளப்பட்டிருக்கின்றது. அதற்கான 26 ஏக்கர் நிலம் ஒதுக்கி கொடுக்கப்பட்டிருக்கின்றது அரசால். அதனால் விரைவிலேயே அந்த சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகம் அவருடைய எண்ணத்தினுடைய அடிப்படையிலே மற்றும் நம்முடைய மாண்புமிகு நீதி அரசர்கள் எல்லாம் சொன்னார்கள், சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகம் என்பது சிறந்த மாணவர்களை உருவாக்கி கொடுக்கின்ற ஒரு பல்கலைக்கழகமாக திகழும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. எங்கள் பிள்ளைகளுக்கு ஒரு அச்சம், இங்கே படிக்கின்ற மாணவர்களுக்கு ஒரு அச்சம், புதுச்சேரி சார்ந்த மாணவர்களுக்கு அங்கே இடம் கிடைக்குமா, இடம் ஒதுக்கி கொடுப்பார்களா என்று ஒரு எண்ணம் அவர்களுக்கு ஒரு கேள்விக்குறி இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. நிச்சயமாக இந்த சட்டக்கல்லூரி மேலும் மேம்படுத்தப்படும். புதுச்சேரி மாணவர்களுக்கு உரிய இடங்கள் இங்கே நிச்சயமாக கிடைக்கும் என்று எந்தவித ஐயமும் இல்லை. சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லும் பொழுது வெளி மாநிலத்தை சார்ந்த மாணவர்கள் மற்றும் வெளிநாட்டை சார்ந்த மாணவர்கள்லாம் இங்கே வந்து படிக்கின்ற ஒரு வாய்ப்பு புதுச்சேரியில் ஏற்படுத்தப்படும் என்பது உண்மை. ஆனால் அந்த அச்சம் சிறிதளவும் எல்லலும் தேவையில்லை என்பது என்னுடைய எண்ணம். நம்முடைய மாணவர்களுக்குரிய பங்கு இங்கே இருக்கும். இந்த சட்டக்கல்லூரி மேலும் மேம்படுத்தப்படும் என்பதை இங்கே நான் உங்களுக்கு கூறிக்கொள்கின்றேன். இது ஒரு சிறந்த ஒரு சட்டக்கல்லூரி என்பது உங்களுக்கு அனைவருக்கும் நன்றாக தெரியும். ஏன்னு சொன்னால், இந்த சட்டக்கல்லூரியில் படித்தவர்கள் உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தில் நீதிபதியாக பணியாற்றி இருக்கின்றனர், பணியாற்றி கொண்டு இருக்கின்றனர். இப்பொழுது 12 நீதியரசர்கள் உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தில் உயர்நீதிமன்ற நீதி அரசர்களாக பணியாற்றி கொண்டு வருகின்றார்கள். அதில் 7 பேர் இப்பொழுது பணியாற்றுகின்றார்கள். ஆக இந்த சட்டக்கல்லூரியில் படித்தவர்கள் இதுவே ஒரு உதாரணம், சிறந்தவர்களாக இருக்கின்றார்கள் என்பதற்கு ஒரு பெரிய உதாரணமாக நாம் எடுத்துக்கொள்ளலாம். அது மட்டுமல்லாது பல இடங்களில் பல துறைகளில் தனியார் மற்றும் அரசு துறைகளெல்லாம் பணியாற்றி கொண்டு வருகின்றார்கள். அதனால் இந்த சட்டக்கல்லூரி மிகவும் சிறந்த ஒரு சட்டக்கல்லூரியாக திகழ்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. இப்பொழுது பொன்விழா ஆண்டினை கொண்டாடி கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. நம்முடைய சட்டக்கல்லூரி படித்த மாணவர்களுக்கு, சட்டம் பயின்ற மாணவர்களுக்கு உதவி செய்கின்ற நிலையில் நம்முடைய அரசானது இளம் வழக்கறிஞர்களுக்கு 9,000 ரூபாய் வழங்கி வருகின்றது. மாதம் 9,000 ரூபாய் வழங்கி வருகின்றது. அதேபோன்று முதுகலை பட்டம் படித்த மாணவர்களுக்கு ஆய்வு உதவியாளர்கள் பதவி வழங்கப்பட்டு சுமார் 15 நபர்களுக்கு மாதம் 25,000 ரூபாய் சம்பளம் கொடுக்கப்பட்டு வருகின்றது. எங்களுக்கு ஒரு கோரிக்கை, புதுச்சேரியில் பணியாற்றி வருகின்ற வழக்கறிஞர்களுக்கு சென்னை உயர் நீதிமன்றத்தில் நீதி அரசராக பொறுப்பேற்கின்ற வாய்ப்பு இருந்தால் அதனை எங்களுக்கு கொடுக்க வேண்டும் என்பது எங்களுடைய எண்ணம், என்னுடைய ஒரு வேண்டுகோளாகும், அரசுடைய ஒரு வேண்டுகோளாகும். இங்கே படித்து வழக்கறிஞர்களாக பணியாற்றி வருகின்ற ஒரு ஏக்கம், ஒரு எண்ணம் இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது. அதை மாண்புமிகு உச்ச நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய தலைமை நீதி அரசர் அவர்களும் சென்னை உயர் நீதிமன்றத்தை சார்ந்த மாண்புமிகு தலைமை நீதி அரசர்களும் கவனத்தில் வைத்துக்கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்று உங்களை தாழ்மையோடு இந்த நேரத்தில் கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றேன். மேலும் நம்முடைய உயர் நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய கிளை ஒன்று புதுச்சேரியில் வர வேண்டும் என்ற ஒரு கோரிக்கை பல ஆண்டுகளாக இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. எப்படி எங்களுக்கு தனி மாநில அந்தஸ்து வேண்டும் என்ற கோரிக்கை பல ஆண்டுகளாக இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றதோ, அதே போன்று உயர் நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய கிளை ஒன்று புதுச்சேரியில் வர வேண்டும் என்ற கோரிக்கையும் பல ஆண்டுகளாக இருந்து கொண்டு இருக்கின்றது என்பதையும் நான் இந்த நேரத்தில் கூறிக்கொள்ள விரும்புகின்றேன். எங்களுடைய புதுச்சேரி ஒரு நல்ல கல்வியை கொடுக்கின்ற மாநிலமாக திகழ்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. அதில் சட்டக்கல்லூரியும் இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. மேலும் இந்த கல்லூரியுடைய தரத்தை உயர்த்துவதற்கும் சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகத்தை கொண்டு வருவதற்கும் எங்களுடைய அரசு முயற்சி செய்து கொடுக்கும் என்பதை இந்த நேரத்தில் கூறிக்கொண்டு அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய மனமார்ந்த வாழ்த்தினை கூறி இங்கே இந்த விழாவிற்கு வருகை தந்த மாண்புமிகு உச்சநீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய தலைமை நீதி அரசர் அவர்களுக்கும், உச்ச நீதிமன்றத்தை சார்ந்த நீதி அரசர்களுக்கும், சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தை சார்ந்த மாண்புமிகு தலைமை நீதி அரசர் மற்றும் நீதி அரசர்களுக்கும் என்னுடைய மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை கூறி வாழ்த்து விடைபெறுகின்றேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you, Your Honorable Chief Minister of Puducherry, for the laudable speech.
சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்ற தலைமை நீதிபதி நீதியரசர் திரு முனீஸ்வர்நாத் பண்டாரி அவர்கள் விழாவில் பங்கேற்று சிறப்புரை நிகழ்த்தினார்.
Golden Jubilee Ambedkar Govt Law College, Puducherry, in the presence of the Karta of Judiciary, the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Lalit. I want to be brief and would be addressing only to the students and the alumni to show what is the combination today. Justice Raja said many things about the Constitution, but I would be referring to the achievement of the college. A combination, 6 judges presently occupy the seat of the Madras High Court. Justice Subramaniam, Brother Swaminathan, Brother Elanthian, Justice Puglandi, Justice Bharat Chakravarti and Justice Salamsey, 6 of them
remain the alumni. It's a great pleasure for us to have this prestigious college who has produced 6 judges, and not only they are sitting judges, but in the past also many judges. The combination is that the principal also remain the student of the college. What a great achievement. And the field is wide open. There remain the politician, and the chief minister of the state is also, and was the student of this college only. Civil servants, many others have been produced by the college. This illustrious institution has completed 50 years, and today is the validity session. Definitely 10th August 2022 would be a remarkable day when you're celebrating this day in the presence of the Karta, Justice Lalit. I hope and trust that the way the college has made a mark in all fields, with the support of the students and the faculty, they will continue to do that. A special remark for the Chief Minister of the state and also the Lieutenant Governor, who are taking deep interest to promote education. Puducherry has come as a hub of the education center, and recently, on the persuasion made by me and Justice Raja, the Chief Minister, the Law Minister, and PWD Minister allocated a huge area of land neighboring to Law College to open Central Law University. It is yet to be organized, but it would be the second NLU in the UT. First is in Delhi, and second would be in the Union Territory of Puducherry. It's a great achievement, but cutting short my speech, we have to hear the Karta of the Judiciary, Justice Lalit. I extend my sincere thanks to the organizers for providing this opportunity to say a few words in the presence of the Honorable Justice Ramaswamy, Justice Sundaresh, and all luminaries. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
புதுச்சேரி மேதகு துணைநிலை ஆளுநர் டாக்டர் தமிழிசை சவுந்தரராஜன் அவர்கள் நிகழ்ச்சியில் பங்கேற்று வாழ்த்துரை வழங்கினார்.
And first of all, I congratulate the institution for celebrating the Golden Jubilee celebration. And I want to salute the lawyers and advocates because we are celebrating the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the 75th year of our independence. The lawyers and the advocates took part in the freedom struggle than any other profession. Starting from our father of nation, Sri Mahatma Gandhi ji, Sri Madan Mohan Malaviya, Motilal Nehru, Dadabhai Nauroji, Sundarnath Banerjee, Bala Gangadhar Tilak, who said Swaraj is my birthright, and our Tamil Nadu leader Sri Rajagopalachari, and we are very proud, the Kappaloti, a Tamil, and V.O. Chidambaram, a lawyer by profession, and Lala Lajpat Rai, Tilak, the Bipin Chandrapal, who were named the triad of Lal, Bal, and Paul, and so on. And I am very thankful to the lawyers of during the freedom struggle, because we are very proud about the Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, Sri Aurobindo, who we are celebrating the 150th centenary year of Sri Aurobindo, and we are proud that he stayed with Bharadiyar in Puducherry, and he was relieved from the popular bomb blast case by the eminent performance of the freedom fighter and the professional lawyer Sri C.R. Das. So we owe to the lawyer profession, and we owe to the lawyers, and we salute the lawyers who took part in major number during the freedom struggle and during the Golden Jubilee of this institution. I want to salute all the lawyers. And I want to make my speech in a brief account because, as I said, our Honorable Chief Justice to catch the flight, as a woman, only one concern. As a Chancellor of Universities, I always put forth a question. How many of the women are taking the post-graduation? The Vice Chancellors used to say the number, they are taking the number, now the numbers are outnumber the men. But immediately I asked one question. asking whether what all the degrees they are choosing. Most of them are choosing the basic degrees, that is the degree, a qualification which they want for a good alliance, marriage. They are not selecting professional, but now it is improved. But as a women, I want to appeal the womanhood, as when Justice Raja said, from the formation of our constitution, we had the right to vote. But I learned when they went for to register them as voters, most of the women, when they asked the question about their name, most of them told, I am so-and-so's wife, I am so-and-so's daughter. So there should be a change in the mindset of the women. And I learned out of 18,57,623 lawyers in India, 2,84,507 are female lawyers, which constitute 15%. And there are 30% women judges in the lower court and 11.5% in the higher court. I don't know, I took the information from some place, whether I may be wrong or right, but whatever may be, my appeal to the womanhood, you can manage the houses and you can manage the court. So I appeal the young girls to take the lawyer profession, come forward more, because you're the fighters and you should take more profession. There should be more lawyers, more judges, and more Supreme Court judges and the High Court judges and the lower court judges and even the lawyers, and appeal, because Honorable Ambedkar said, I measure the development of a society by measuring the development of the womanhood. Vivekananda said, a country as a bird cannot fly with one wing. It should have the two wings, that is the women, men and women. So my appeal, and I appreciate all the alumni of this institution. And as I said now, not only the freedom fighters, the lawyers are more in politics. I always think, why more lawyers? As doctors, we are very few in number. And why lawyers? Because they are very good communicators. They are very good speakers. In a net, I was reading one incident. One lawyer, after acquitting his client, asked, I'm asking, really, you stole the car? Then he told, after your effective argument, I am thinking, I am started believing that I didn't. So the lawyers' arguments are so effective, and it should be in a right path. And my appeal is, as it is said here, there should not be any gender discrimination, there should not be any religious discrimination, there should be no any caste discrimination. But as a female, as a woman leader, it's a very big question whether we have achieved that equality. It is yet to be answered. So it is the womanhood, the female population should come forward to take the challenging field like law profession, and I am foreseeing more lawyers and more judges to occupy the chairs. And I really thank each and everyone for giving me this opportunity, and I congratulate all the alumni of this institution, and I congratulate each and one who are present here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the inspirational speech.
உச்சநீதிமன்ற நீதிபதி நீதியரசர் திரு MM சுந்தரேஷ் அவர்கள் விழாவில் பங்கேற்று நோக்க உரை நிகழ்த்தினார்.
50 years have elapsed, and today's function is being presided by the 49th Chief Justice of India. A moment of pride for all of us. This college has produced stalwarts in every possible field one could imagine, be it politics, be it industry, be it administration, be it judiciary. What does it mean? It only means the performance and service of the institution towards a national building. There are two important factors one would require for development of an individual. One is knowledge, the other is character. A mere knowledge without character would be disastrous. A mere character without knowledge will be useless. This institution has produced men and women of knowledge and character. The institution is known for the students it has produced. On their performance it is assessed. As the earlier speaker said, we have 7 judges, all of them are doing exceedingly well, adorning the High Court. We have judges at the district level, having graduated from this institution, performing the same way, and we would be having few more judges added to the strength of the High Court, perhaps in future as well. As Saint Thiruvalluvar said, தம்பொருள் என்பது தம்மக்கள் அவர்போல் தத்தம் வினையால் வரும். It doesn't restrict itself to the children. This is a very narrow way of interpretation. It speaks about what you contribute, what you produce. The ability to think differently, understanding the social ethos, the social values, is a prime duty of an institution imparting legal knowledge. I would like to tell you about a conversation, you take it in that way, between a professor of law and a student. Madam was referring to the young lady lawyers. She's right, they are doing exceedingly well. I was also talking to the Honorable Chief Justice, and I must tell to the Honorable Chief Justice of India that you are in a place where the women judges far exceed men. This is what's happening by a social revolution here. Now the professor asked an interesting question to a male student. What would Goddess Parvati think and answer on a question to her during the marriage with the Lord Shiva? The male student said that obviously she'll be happy because she cannot get a better bridegroom than the Lord himself. The same question was asked to a lady student. The girl answered it beautifully. She said, I look at it in a different aspect. I look at it from the point of view of my parents, my relatives, my friends, myself, and girls from the higher society and lower society. Then she answered, now if I am Goddess Parvati, there are various reasons for me to accept the proposal. The first and foremost will be my individuality and self-respect. Now, when I marry Lord Shiva, I will become part of him. Therefore, I am as equal as him. My self-respect, dignity, and performance would go higher. All right. Now, when I looked at my parents, they'll be the proud parents and proud in-laws because they cannot get a better bridegroom than the Lord himself. When I look at my relatives, they can always relate to me and tell others, look, our child is the bride of Lord himself. From my friends, those who love me abundantly would be very happy. Those who hate me also would acknowledge that they are my good friends, though they will have a feeling that they could have been the bride. And if I happen to be a girl of a different thinking, even then it is good. Lord Shiva is having goddess Ganges on his head, therefore there is no water problem. He is also having moon on his head, therefore there is no electricity issue. He is wearing a just simple tiger skin, therefore the washing problem is also not there. He doesn't eat, therefore there is no need for cooking. Therefore, looking from all this perspective, logically I would say Parvati was right. Now this should be the logical thinking that should emanate from the student. You have to assess and accept it and then shift it from different aspects. As Madam has said, I do not wish to hold you for long. As Justice Ramasubramaniam, who is also my mentor in many aspects, would say, always look at the gathering. The first person who is thinking of moving away is the indication that you should stop. I would only thank the organizers, especially the alumni, for contributing to the growth of this institution. As beautifully said by poet Ottakuthar in Sundaragandam, he said, like a banyan tree which has become old, the deep-rooted branches should hold the tree and make it survive. I wish this college, the great institution, all the very best. We are celebrating the Golden Jubilee today, and you should celebrate the centennial function also. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
உச்சநீதிமன்ற நீதிபதி நீதியரசர் திரு வி ராமசுப்ரமணியன் அவர்கள் தலைமையுரையாற்றினார்.
Completed 60 years of the ratification of the Treaty of Accession. The French National Assembly ratified the Treaty of Accession in the year 1962. This college was started in 1972. And what more do you require than a 3-member bench of the Supreme Court has come here to congratulate you. The Honorable Chief Minister of Puducherry talked about a bench of the High Court in Puducherry. There are about 15 judges from Madras High Court who have come here to congratulate you. Therefore, a 3-member bench of the Supreme Court, a 15-member bench of the High Court have come here to congratulate you on this occasion. All of you must have heard about this assets disproportionate to the known source of income. I think I would apply it in a very, very lighter vein to Puducherry Law College. There are 5 law universities in Tamil Nadu. There are more than about 10 colleges in Tamil Nadu. All of them together produce thousands of students every year. But there is only one law college in Puducherry. It produces 7 judges out of 56 judges. Therefore, I would say this Pondicherry Law College is guilty of assets disproportionate to the known sources of its income. And what if you start another university? If you start a university, I think it will be still more competitive. Fortunately, me and Sundaresh have got elevated at a time, and there was no university. Dear friends, Pondicherry is I would say Pondicherry is a mini South India because people here speak Tamil, Telugu and Malayalam. You have Yanam, you have Mahe. So 3 South Indian languages are spoken here. It's a mini South India. It is actually a mini Bharat because from east, we had Aurobindo come here and settle down. This is a very unique place which transformed 2 revolutionaries. One revolutionary, Aurobindo Ghosh, and another revolutionary, Subramanya Bharatiyar, into the spiritual path. Therefore, anybody touching his feet on its soil will certainly become spiritual. Therefore, this is mini India. And I will not be satisfied with the expression that it is a mini South India, it is a mini Bharat. It has an international community. Therefore, Pondicherry is an international town. And if not from this town, which town can produce so many illustrious students of law? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Lordship, for a very scintillating speech.
உச்சநீதிமன்ற தலைமை நீதிபதி நீதியரசர் திரு உதய் உமேஷ் லலித் அவர்கள் சட்ட கல்லூரியின் பொன்விழா மலரை வெளியிட்டு சிறப்புரை ஆற்றினார்.
When I heard about this college, and one of the premier reasons why I'm here today is because of the association of Dr. Madhava Menon with this particular institution. One of the stalwarts when it comes to education in law, who is a pioneer of very fundamental changes in legal education. He was the person who was the brain behind these National Law School universities, which started with National Law School Bangalore. I had an occasion to share dais with him, and to say that I was impressed would be an understatement. It was something phenomenal. So just wanted to see this particular temple of learning, from which 7 persons are presently adorning the Temple of Justice in Madras. They say normally the Battle of Waterloo was won on the playfields of Eton and Harrow. So therefore, whatever you get your education in that institution, that puts the birth, brands you with that element of character all through your life. Somebody said, Mark Twain, whatever I had to learn, I learnt in nursery school. What I did thereafter was application of what I learnt in nursery school. Similarly, those who study in this college, they have learned their basics here. What they do in life is application of whatever they have learnt here. And what an institution. 50 years, steadfastly, turning out large number of students. It's not the number, the quantity, it's the quality. And that speaks volumes that your Chief Minister, your Law Minister, 7 judges of the High Court, they are all alumni of this prestigious institution. All of you have heard the previous speaker. I may just respond to some of the ideas which got thrown in the earlier speeches. The Honorable Governor said that the ladies must now take up legal profession, they must be judges. I must assure the Honorable Governor that to the best of my knowledge, at least in 5 states in the country, Rajasthan, Jharkhand, even Tamil Nadu, Orissa, the number of judges at the lowest level at the stage of induction are far greater number of women than men. The percentage is, to give you one simple statistics, in Rajasthan, out of 180, 129 at the induction level were girls. Similar situation in Orissa, Jharkhand. So therefore, in near future, we will have large number of lady judges. I must tell you, when I joined the profession and shifted to Supreme Court, I had the great fortune to see the first lady judge of the Supreme Court in Justice Fatima Bibi. That was the one solitary example, then followed by Justice Sujata Manohar, again followed by Justice Rumapal. But in the entire court, that was the only or the lone voice which was a female candidate in the entire court. Today we have 4 of them. So therefore, that's the trend, that's the logic, and that's the statistics before you. Very shortly, we will have at every levels in judiciary, large number of ladies adorning the post. That's the revolution, that's the evolution. And a college like this will help you, will help nurture the talent to take the challenges in life, to take the challenges in profession, and also in judiciary. One suggestion, I am not quite aware of whether the adjudication of subjects relating to adjudication are also taught in this college. But a program has recently been started in some of the national law universities where the program also encompasses the elements of adjudication. After Shetty Commission, which thought of removing the barrier of minimum level of practice as a lawyer before the entry into judiciary, there are a large number of young graduates who directly from the college are willing to take up judgeship as a career. To equip that regular stream of students coming into judiciary, if the colleges can have a subject or two dealing with adjudicatory functions, that will equip them, that will nurture that talent, that will support them all through. This is only a suggestion. I'm not quite aware of what this particular law college does. I would have loved to be here. I will come back again, maybe in a different capacity. And I would have loved that if there was a large gathering of students, or maybe for us, maybe one subject or something, if I could lecture them on something, that would be my privilege and proud association with this college. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
நிறைவாக சட்டக் கல்லூரியின் முதல்வர் முனைவர் எஸ். ஸ்ரீனிவாசன் அவர்கள் விழாவில் கலந்து கொண்ட அனைவருக்கும் நன்றி தெரிவித்தார்.